Hi guys, welcome to our channel, and it's another Sunday, and welcome to Sue and Hero's talk, Sunday talk. And yeah, it's a cold day here. We're not well, but we still wanted to show up. So Hero, run the track. Whatever you want to ask me, just make it a quick one today, please.
So we have been experiencing some difficulties in her daycare. So there's this question I want to ask you. How do you deal with COVID in your daycare?
And that's exactly the difficulty that we're having right now, or not a difficulty but challenge. You know, we've been dealing with COVID for over 2 years, and it was bound to come into the daycare at some point. So when it comes into the daycare, what I do is do a lockdown. And I know for some people they close down when a number of children get sick, but I just use the whole, what you said, close contact protocol. And it was late in the night that I found out that COVID came in, and I notified the parents that there would be no daycare the following day, because I wanted to ensure that all was well. And so it wasn't a pleasant thing, but I wanted to be sure that I'm doing my due diligence and not open the daycare, knowing that COVID was inside of the daycare for the entire day the previous day. So I notified the parents and let them know that I was closing down until further notice. And it's a good thing that I did so, because now my family tested positive, and I will need to clean the entire daycare before reopening, meaning like get everything done to like clean like crazy, and then retest before we can open back the daycare. So you asked me, how do I deal with daycare, COVID in the daycare? I guess it's a process that we're going through now, and we will see.
Okay.
How are you feeling?
I'm sick, but I feel good.
You feel good? Okay. Young people
Also, I have
energy.
one more question for you. Senyu, since she has her asthma thing, why would you not let her downstairs in the daycare?
Okay, good question. So it so happened that my daughter has asthma, and my kids help out in the daycare, but whenever she has a flare of asthma, it's like I don't let her around the daycare children. And we all know that when we run a daycare, it's like a petri dish, right? And even though we run the daycare in our home, we try to keep germs at bay, but at some point, I mean, germs, we live with germs. So for her, because of her asthma, I didn't want her around the daycare children. The thing is, not many daycares can separate their living quarters from their daycare. Fortunately for us, my daycare is in the lower level, so our house is upstairs, so both don't come into contact unless we go through the front door. So I have that separation, again, in my home daycare, and I know not many home daycares will have that ability to separate. Some daycares is like a whole commingling, where your kitchen, your living room, your living quarters. I know some daycares open up their bedrooms to, some daycare families or daycare providers open up their bedrooms to sleeping the daycare children. Again, fortunately for me, I do not have to do that. So because of how I'm structured, I'm fortunate where I can do that separation, and I can say the daycare children in one area, and then for you guys in a different area. So to answer your question, because she is so asthmatic, and in the school season, the daycare children normally coming with a lot of cough and cold, which also, as we spoke about earlier on, COVID came in. So I am fortunate that she wasn't inside the daycare, but still we're all positive with COVID.
Okay, well, that's it.
That's it? Okay, fine. So this is an episode with Senyu. I always say Senyu, with Sue and Hero, coming to you on a Sunday to discuss matters. And I know we're living in a COVID era and era,
Area.
era, ERA, not
Era.
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 All right, so my accent's strong and I say it the wrong way. Yeah, so I know we're living in this climate of COVID, and not much that we can do to keep COVID at bay. And even though CDC said 5 days quarantine and everything, my advice to daycare providers, early years educators is you can't open back until you are feeling well, you know. And then with this COVID, it's like some days I get up and I feel like I'm okay, and some days I get up and I can't even move. I'm exhausted. Even though I'm drinking a lot of water and doing my vitamin shots and everything, I still feel so sick. I am still now I'm having headaches. You know, before I was having like a sinus pressure here, and I did a COVID test. All right, let me back up. Last week we did a video and I wasn't well. It came out that it was like a sinus infection and my PCR was negative. Full disclosure. This week COVID came inside of the daycare because I did open to help the parents when I was feeling a little bit better, but I still wore my K95 mask or K9 whatever mask it was. However, on Friday morning, I was told of the COVID case for that child Wednesday night. I closed Thursday and Friday. Friday morning, we did a PCR test that came back negative. This morning, Friday morning, we did a rapid test that came back negative. Sunday morning, now this morning, the PCR test showed that we are positive. So even when a rapid test comes back negative, it doesn't mean that you are negative. It is important to do a PCR lab test where they send it to the lab and come back, and in a couple days you will know if you're positive, yes or no. And then I'm like, if I had opened up the daycare on Thursday and Friday, even though I wasn't feeling well, but saying I opened up back because of, say, oh, the parents needed me and it's just one child that came in being positive, then everybody, possibility is all the children would have been positive. So even though I said it was going to be a small Sunday talk, I want to just say to my daycare providers, follow your gut feeling, and if you're not feeling well, do not go beyond your capacity thinking that you're going to be fine and everybody's going to be fine, because possibility is you may be carrying the virus and not knowing, maybe because you're vaccinated, so it's not coming out with you sick, falling on the floor, vomiting, diarrhea and everything, because I never had any vomiting or diarrhea, but I have COVID. So that's all I'm saying. So how do I handle it when it comes into the daycare is excuse me, sorry. How do I handle it when it comes into the daycare is lock your daycare down. Take as much time as you're going to need. When you are well, when you get better, that's when you start the cleaning process, because until I'm well, it doesn't matter what goes on here, I can't clean, you know, because I'm still carrying COVID. So COVID has to come out of my system, and then it's a full bleach down. I wouldn't even go for my force of nature and my organic melaleuca and all of those things. I'm going for the big guns, and I'm going to be just like cleaning every single thing. And then the thing about it also is, because I operate a natural daycare, it's even harder, you know, so it's going to be a lot of cleaning and washing. So it's just one of those things. If you sense that you have COVID, if you feel like you're not operating at your best, just do what you need to do and just do due diligence and lock it down, get yourself better, clean, and at least you know you're protecting you and the rest of the people them around you. All right, Hero, almost 10 minutes, so we need to wrap it up. So you done?
Yeah.
All right. Lots of love and light. Over and out, Miss Sue and Hero.
Bye.